For all the talk of New Zealand having a struggling economy, in this video we'll walk through 12 NZX stocks defying the odds with over 50% gains in the past year. Don't get me wrong, I'm by no means making recommendations. I simply want to shed light on Kiwi success stories when the media wants to tell us why everything's stuffed. First up, we've got Seeka, ticker SEK, up 57.5%. They're an integrated produce company that grows, packs, distributes, and markets fruits like kiwi fruit, avocados, and pears to global markets. According to Stockopedia, they are among the top 10% of companies on the NZX when it comes to their quality, value, and momentum factors. Here is a slide that shows all of the metrics Stockopedia looks at when they score a company. It's a relative measure to the universe of investable options. So with a score this high, there is a lot to like. They're currently valued at $200 million, have about twice that in annual revenue, and keep about $8 million of that in annual profit. At the time of filming, the stock traded at $4.67, and a year ago, this was closer to $3. So it's had a fairly smooth path up over the past year. 2023, however, was a horrible year with wild weather and flooding, causing a major hit to revenue and profitability. Fortunately, the business has managed to pick itself up, dust off, and continue charging to new highs. They've also resumed dividends after the blip, sitting at around 7.5% yield for the past year. Next up, we have Scales, ticker SCL, up 55.9%. They're similar to Seeka, as they're the largest grower and seller of apples in New Zealand. They also have interests in the pet food business and logistics for Kiwi exporters wanting to get their product around the world. They're currently valued at $860 million, so they're quite a bit larger than Seeka. Currently, the stock is trading at $6.06, up from $3.87 a year back. Stockopedia rate it highly, but there are concerns around some of its value characteristics, now trading at about $6. Their revenue is a little over $500 million a year, with a bottom line of $30 million a year. There is a lot of money in apples. About a week ago, Scales announced an upwards revision to their earnings. These are signs investors love, as it shows they're making more money than they initially expected, which could mean better dividends too. Based on the 2025 payouts, it's roughly 2.8% per year. Third up, we have Synlait Milk, ticker SML, up 72.4%. These guys have had a horrific few years, bordering on liquidation. Fortunately, they've made a few changes and investors are positively bidding up the price of their stock. Synlait processes and manufactures dairy products for consumers around the world, predominantly in China. They're 65% owned by a Chinese conglomerate, with a further 20% owned by A2 Milk. They're currently valued at $450 million and have increased revenue year after year over recent years. Profitability has remained negative, so hopefully they can turn that around at some point and start paying dividends. Fourth, Turners and Growers Global, ticker TGG, up 50.6%. Again, we have a produce-related business, growing and exporting apples, berries, citrus, and tomatoes. The business has had a rough few years, with the stock price falling, profits turning negative, dividends being cut, and debt growing. The company is currently valued at $283 million and makes around $1.3 million a year. A year ago, the stock was priced at $1.50, but today has risen to $2.32, showing investors believe the business has turned a corner. Revenue at the half-year mark was up $100 million, and net profits even turned positive. So, like the company's name, this stock has turned a corner, and its fortunes are growing. Next, we have our first non-food stock, Third Age Health Services, ticker TAH, up a whopping 152%. They provide GP services to over 50 retirement villages across New Zealand. A year ago, the stock traded for $1.84 and today sits at $4.45. So it's had a fantastic run this year. Since 2023, every year the stock has seen a positive lift in revenue and profits, now being valued at $44 million. The stock pays a dividend of roughly 3.5%, so with capital gains and dividends, this is a smaller cap stock to watch. Up sixth, we have Southport New Zealand, ticker SPN, up 55.7%. This is a bit of a niche stock, with the company operating the commercial port of Bluff. The strength of Southland's agricultural sector has helped them with a 13% uplift in revenue to $63 million. This shows year-over-year growth. Profits took a hit in 2024, but in 25 grew by 80% to a new all-time high. The company is worth $237 million, and they have a high stock rank score of 91 on the back of their performance. The stock currently pays a dividend yield of around 3.6%, with a hefty final dividend to be paid in November on the back of positive results. So in the infrastructure space, Bluff of all places seems to be doing something right. Seventh is a silent winner over several years now, Fonterra's Shareholders Fund, ticker FSF, up 66.5%. Fonterra is a company that requires no introduction in New Zealand, holding roughly 80% of the dairy market. Worth $900 million, and similar to Synlait we covered earlier, they're doing well after the recent rise in the price of milk solids. The payout has never been higher, supporting New Zealand's rural sector. Zooming out, the past 3 years have been pretty exceptional. The stock, even at these elevated prices, currently pays an annual dividend yield of 8%. Banks, including Macquarie, have recently upgraded their price targets on Fonterra too, so there is a lot of momentum behind the stock. Up 8th, we have Radius Residential Care, ticker RAD, up 112%. Falling interest rates and an aging population have helped the stock climb from a post-lockdown slump. Radius operates aged residential facilities that offer more support than, say, a Ryman. The company is worth $100 million and has seen rising revenue year over year, and despite making a loss over recent years, in 2025 it turned things around with a $7 million profit. Shareholders have benefited too, with a 3.8% dividend. A year back, the stock traded at around 18 cents, but today has risen to 38. Up 9th, we have Bremworth, ticker BRW, up 128%. This is a name that many Kiwis won't recognize, but since 1959, they've been one of New Zealand's largest rug and carpet manufacturers. The company is valued at $61 million, but saw their stock price jump from 50 cents to 80 when they received a takeover offer on October 2nd. The offer is between $1.05 and $1.15 per share, but in these situations, there is a risk whether the sale goes through at all. If it does go through, you could get a decent uplift even at the current price. If the sale doesn't go through, the stock is likely to fall. This is because A, investors are annoyed that they didn't get the windfall, and B, they start questioning what made the investors flee. Over the past few years, the company saw its revenues fall, but interestingly, profits rose to $19 million. So when the business has a good trading year, they can make decent profits even with a modest valuation. Moving along, we have Turner's Automotive Group, ticker TRA, up 64.4%. Everyone knows Tina from Turner's, and they're one of New Zealand's largest retailers of used cars with a presence across most of the country. Over the past year, the stock has consistently increased in price, up from $4.54 to $7.37 today. Out of the pandemic, they've grown their revenue by about a third and near doubled their profits. So they've been a steady performer over the past 12 months, despite the weak economy and used car price movements. Next up, we have A2 Milk, ticker ATM, up 60.6%. Similar to Synlait and Fonterra, A2 has also reaped the rewards of a strong dairy sector. Valued at $7.6 billion, they're a large exporter of branded dairy products around the world, leveraging their use of A2 protein. Many people around the world struggle with lactose, with A2 being easier to digest. The company hit a rough patch back in 2021, but has since climbed back up on the revenue and profits front. Their cash position has improved and significantly outweighs their debt position, which is a claim few companies can match. They've also started paying dividends, sitting at 20 cents a year, or a yield of 1.9%. And finally, we have Smartpay Holdings, ticker SPY, up 59.3%. They're the ones you call when, as a business, you need a gateway to FPOS. Central to their business model is the number of terminals in the market, and they're expanding their footprint in Australia too, with an 8% share of the POS market. Today, they're a $290 million business, have growing revenues. However, they have slipped into a slight loss territory, with this expected to recover over the next year. And currently, they do not pay a dividend. If any companies surprised you on this list, or you had them in your portfolio, let me know down below in the comments. Also, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my future investing videos. If you want to check out Stockopedia, you can find a link down below in the video comments. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to catching you on the next one. Cheers.